Hey guys, SpruceGoose here. I thought I'd do something a bit different today. I thought I'd record a match between two pretty good players, BlazeArtist and Badmanner. This is a tournament match. It just started. We missed the drafting phase, but that's no biggie. Let's see. So BlazeArtist has an ensign, crossbowman, siege tower, and light cavalry. And Badmanner has a bishop, footman, mercenary, and sapper. Now the bishop and mercenary is a pretty strong combination. So I think he could use that pretty well. There's also reinforce, which works really well with the mercenary. So in terms of just the units themselves, Badmanner might have a slight advantage. Also, we have the both the nobility expansion and the siege expansion turned on, so that's why we have the fort on the board, and we also have the sapper, which is a siege unit, is actually really good with the forts because it's the only unit in the game that can actually build additional forts. So BlazeArtist is investing in the siege tower. He bolstered it twice. I think he used the redeploy decree, if I'm not mistaken, to bolster the siege tower again. I think that's probably a clever move because the siege tower is pretty weak if it's not bolstered. So it has to be at least double bolstered to use its siege tactic, which is to attack twice. But if you only have 2 coins for the siege tower and one is removed, then you kind of lose your advantage. So we have okay, so we have a mercenary and a bishop both deployed. My assumption is that Badmanner will use a bishop to recruit, a mercenary, then move the mercenary, and then move the bishop. Yep, here we go. Now the question is, will the mercenary go for this space that's relatively close and easy to get, or the other one? So he went for the easier base. I guess he's scared of the siege tower, and rightfully so. So BlazeArtist hasn't deployed any other units, but we can see that he's recruiting some light cavalry, so he's most likely going to deploy his light cavalry on this base. Yep. And should be able to capture the base with the fort quite easily. Then he'll probably bolster the light cavalry and go for one of these bases. So really it's a question of whether the siege tower can manage the mercenary and the other units that will be deployed here. I imagine that a sapper might be deployed where the mercenary is now and try to go for one of these bases. We'll see. So I've played against BlazeArtist quite a few times, and he's very good with his bag management. So he's very careful in the way he recruits, I believe. Okay, siege tower is moving forward right here. Now the siege tower, given that it's bolstered, should be able to actually take this space. So I imagine that because he has quite a lot of mobility with the ensign, and he also has two more units in the bag, so he should be able to like move forward and attack twice. Yeah, so we're waiting on Badmanner to make a decision. So, okay, so the units we haven't seen from Badmanner yet are the Sapper. Hasn't been deployed yet, so it could be that he has a Sapper in his hand, which he just used to recruit a mercenary. So he's making quite a bold play here, right? He just recruited his last mercenary, which means that the mercenary's ability is has been spent. And I think he did that so that he may deploy a Sapper here. That's my guess. Yeah, but this siege tower is very dangerous. Yeah, he could take out both of these units quite easily. Okay, we have a light cavalry in the base. Light cavalry just capture a point. The next thing is that the light cavalry will probably be bolstered, but we have to remember that if the light cavalry is bolstered, then it cannot attack the bishop, because the bishop is immune against units that are bolstered. So BlazeArtist will have to think whether he wants to bolster the unit or not. Okay, so it looks like in this hand, BlazeArtist had mostly light cavalry, which means that in his next hand, hopefully, he'll have some combination of ensign and siege tower. Now, in terms of bases, I think this may have been a mistake, because now the mercenary is free to take this base, and then with the footman and bishop, he can take these two bases. So actually, yeah, I'm not sure if this was the best play, but we'll see. Okay, we have a bolster ensign. So what BlazeArtist is doing is he's making his bag smaller so that his the units that he draws will be more predictable. So he basically took the ensign out of circulation. He's going to do the same with the crossbowmen. So the crossbowmen will probably be deployed here and then bolstered. That's my my estimate. This siege tower also can't do anything against the bishop because it's bolstered. So yeah, BlazeArtist will have to find a way to flip a base. Okay, we have the light cavalry was just bolstered. Yeah, that's expected. So really, all Badmanner has to do is probably recruit another bishop, another footman, make sure they capture these bases, and yeah, that's it. So the light cavalry will probably go up against the footmen. The good thing is that this base has a fort on it, which means that even if the light cavalry leaves this base, the base itself will still have a bit of protection. So you don't always need to have a unit there. Now, it could be that BlazeArtist hasn't deployed the crossbowmen yet because he intends to move the light cavalry off the base and then deploy the crossbowmen here in a more forward position. But yeah, it's not looking great for BlazeArtist. Now, hopefully, this light cavalry could move up here and claim the base before the footman moves onto the point. Okay, that's good. Of course, you'll have to also kill the footman. But yeah, this guarantees that BlazeArtist will not lose soon. So he basically bought himself some time. Yeah. So that light cavalry has to kill the footman, otherwise he's in trouble. And let's see, so BlazeArtist doesn't actually have another light cavalry, so when he moved there, he took a very big risk. And we know that the Badmanner can also use the royal coin to sacrifice the footmen and kill the last light cavalry. Okay, let's hope that, okay, here we go. So he activates the sacrifice decree and he takes out the light cavalry. So now, if I were BlazeArtist, I'd probably invest in some crossbowmen, because now the crossbowman actually plays an important role here. Hopefully, the crossbowman could take out the bishop before he claims the base. And that will actually give BlazeArtist good control over this side of the board. But we'll see. I think Badmanner should be able to claim the base before the bishop is taken out. Okay, the sapper was bolstered completely, so the sapper is out of circulation, which means that he's just being used as a unit to delay this base from being captured. The mercenary, I'm not sure what the mercenary can do. I mean, he could go here, but he would have to attack this base 3 times, once to kill the fort and twice to kill both of the ensigns. Or the mercenary could be redeployed here and then go for this base. And this will be the last base. The problem with that is that then this base would remain vulnerable to the siege tower. Okay, so the bishop controlled the base. Siege tower is moving to a sort of aggressive position. And now he'll probably attack the mercenary twice. Okay, this is quite good for BlazeArtist, because now the light cavalry can move on to the emptied base. But more than likely Badmanner will be able to deploy a unit and delay. So we do see that BlazeArtist recruited another crossbowman, so it's good. And now I just hope, for BlazeArtist's sake, that this siege tower can actually attack the mercenary before another coin is removed from the siege tower. Meaning, if he attacks with the siege tower, he could attack twice. Yeah. Okay, so we're now both players have 5 bases each, which means that we're now in sudden death. The next player to capture a base will win the game. I think that all things considered, BlazeArtist did pretty well, because Badmanner had a really strong start. So we'll see if that crossbowman can take out the footmen, and the light cavalry can move on to the point and capture it, then that's good. Alternatively, the mercenary will have to try and somehow capture this space, but it's going to be very difficult with the siege tower, in its face. So we'll see. Okay, the bishop is bolstered, and this is probably just to remove it from circulation. This is basically Badmanner deciding not to use the bishop. Okay, siege tower is able to attack the mercenary twice, which is good, really good for BlazeArtist. And I have to say, it looks like BlazeArtist has this one in his back pocket, so I don't think there's much that Badmanner can do. If I were him, instead of bolstering the bishop, I probably would have moved the bishop here or something like that. That's actually a pretty good play, because now he can sort of delay the he can kill the light cavalry, hopefully. Okay, light cavalry moves on to the base, and now Badmanner is forced to take the initiative, because if he doesn't, more than likely BlazeArtist could just capture this base, because it's more than likely that he has a light cavalry in his hand. Okay, he claims the initiative. Hopefully he drew a bishop. Hopefully that bishop could, if he drew a bishop, then he could kill the light cavalry. Given that he's hesitating, he might not have drawn a bishop. So let's see. If he didn't draw a bishop, that would be pretty unlucky, because all he has in his bag are 2 mercenaries, 1 footman, yeah, and 1 bishop. So yeah, Badmanner forfeited the game. He did not draw a bishop, it looks like. That's it. Good game by both players.